So today we got some things I ordered from over in BC there, that Victoria place. I'm a little excited right now. First time ordering fish online, and I can't wait to see what is inside here. And I'm praying to God that they are alive. They did get shipped express. Well, I hope that's not because they are dead. We will find out very, very soon. These guys are GHOST Crayfish. So,
it even has a little keep warm thing on the top. It does have warnings and stuff.
Alright, here we go. Moment of truth. This is a pretty fancy packaging they did for us here. Moment of truth. Oh. They gave us an insulated box, which is actually pretty cool. Something we could probably reuse again later. Keep warm pad. You got a black bag and a whole bunch of water bags here. Some moisture in here. Oh. Here we go. Please don't be dead. Hey, the first one is okay at the moment. So he looked a little frustrated with life, but he just flew across country, so you know, it's to be expected.
Oh, I love the colors from here.
He actually molted, or some. No, that's just a plastic bag. It's just a plastic bag. Here, I'll try and bring it closer. Here, you can bring it closer and try and show the camera. And I will get ready to pull out number 2 here. We've got some air.
There we go. Hard to see through the plastic here.
We'll take him out and show him later in a second.
You gonna come say hi?
You want to take and put him into his tank? We'll take a better shot of them when they're in the tank. Just let them acclimate.
It says do not put the water into the tank.
That's okay. At least get the temperature at the same level though, because they are a little warm. And here comes bag number 2. And it looks like we've got a second crayfish that is also doing very well. It looks a little pinkish at the moment. I think he's actually got a recent molt, but he didn't do it in the bag. He might have just done it before he came. This bag seems to be dripping a bit, but it's okay. We will give you a closer up shot when they are acclimated and in the bag. There should be everything in here. Just make sure, because I feel some weight. Just voila. Some more airbags, so they didn't move around. Alright, let's see how they do in about 30 minutes when we put them in. Hello, we're back, and we have these guys acclimating in the tank. I do have to figure out how to play with the light settings on this camera. It's a rather new camera. It is trying to auto adjust, and the blue tint here is kind of ruining the view, but hopefully we can get a better one when they're actually in the tank. Let's see if it's any better over here. No, it's number 2. They're acclimating at the moment. It says not to put the water into the tank, so we will avoid that, but at least this will get them the same temperature before we drop them in. Woo! Super excited.
Zoom. Their water is a bit warm for being in a truck, so we're just going to cool them down here in these aquariums. And then we're probably going to hand pluck them into their aquarium, which will be this one. As you can see, we got some cool hiding spots for them to hang out in. Some mini submarine there in the back. My dress pattern is slightly in the way because of the reflection. But that will be their official home tank until they breed.
Getting acclimated. These tanks are both the same temperature, but they're both going to be in this one. One thing I'm going to try and check, I guess I'll do it as I take them out. But we're not allowed to put the same water in, so I'm not gonna just dump and pour them. What I'm gonna do here, let's take it, put it in the bucket. Alright. So we're gonna take them out, try and give you guys a good shot. Oh, it's double bagged. I guess that's to be expected. Sorry, crayfishy friend. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Alright.
Is that bag upside down?
Yeah, but I'm just gonna cut this one. We got the scissors. We want to get them out. Make this less stressful. Alright, here we go. This is the first one here. Water definitely feels more in line. Oh, my friend. So this is the first one here. Try and get a good shot of him. Or her. We're going to find that out in a second here. Because of the color of her tail. It looks like she's pretty tender. I've been keeping crayfish for a while and they kind of have a different color when they've freshly molted. Anyway, first one's going in. In we go. Alright, second tip. Tip number 2. And here we go. This one, they gave it a little leaf. We're gonna actually put that in the tank that they're staying in, just in case there's helpful moisture, germs, or something, I don't know, in there. It almost looks, nope, I almost thought there was a shrimp in there with it. But that would be dumb. Alright, so this is number 2. Try and get it up here. I don't want to keep this guy out too long, but his tail's also looking pretty tender. But he is doing okay at the moment. Now that they're here, hopefully this new water isn't too bad for them and they can have a good time. Here we go. They don't seem too worried about it. I'm going by claws here when I make my assumption that this is going to be the male.
I mean, he's a little aggressive already.
I didn't even look. I just assumed that one was the female. But the claws is another way you can tell with these guys. I'll take a quick shot of Zen. We just tried to give Zen her treat.
Oh my god, she's in the tree.
And she decided that, you know what? I have a better view up here. So,
you wanted to see the new crayfish too?
That's pretty much it. I think that's what's going on.
Oh my lord, honey. What are you doing?
Yeah.
As you can see, they have a 2 meter by 2 meter shared pen here for the boy and girl.
That is Zen, and down there is Monkey. He's way more inquisitive than Zen. But I think I'm going to take Zen out of the tree because I don't think she thought about how she'll get out. And she is pregnant, so I don't want her to hurt her eggs. Hello. There's this guy here. You can see he's got a bit of a white patch on his main shell there, which I think is going to be a very deciding, or not deciding, but defining feature for him. And this is the girl. She's got a more fully red carapace kind of thing going on there. You can actually see that the male is a bit slender looking than the female. Could be a size or an age thing. But I think in general the males are usually a bit smaller in the middle section. Right behind their head there. But yeah, she's going off to enjoy the Java moss. And they're being pretty good for the camera here, I'm not gonna lie. It's very nice to have these guys. I'm really hoping to breed them and have some babies to get these guys around. I've never seen them before. I'm super excited to have them. I've gone to many a pet store, but never seen these cool looking dudes. They're actually the same as my blue crayfish, or sorry, not blue, the white and orange ones. But this is obviously a different genetic trait that people bred into them. These ones are called GHOST Crayfish, and they're actually pretty dope. One thing I will say about owning crayfish, if you want to have your own crayfish, is that, for one, any plants kind of like this, unless they're very well established, they're likely going to be devoured. And the more crayfish you have, the more likely you're not going to be able to have any kind of plants at all. They're also really bad at digging stuff up and flipping it. That's kind of why I use Java moss for the most part, because it's not something that really needs a firm roots. It just kind of grows everywhere. And as you can see, lately I've had a little bit of a, I guess you call that spider algae problem, but my snails that I've recently introduced have been doing a great job cleaning up all that stuff. And they've been laying eggs all over the tank, so hopefully that'll keep it from getting any worse and cleaned up quick. But it does add some, you know, useful vitamin or oxygen and gases and whatever else plants add to water for these guys, so bacteria and stuff. And hopefully they can live some happy lives in here. As you can see, they are still having fun and exploring. It's been a little bit since we got them and put them into the tank. Still the same day, a couple hours later. I am, actually not a couple hours, I'd say about 30 minutes or so. I am going to now give them some of this delicious, yummy, frozen bloodworms as a treat, and hopefully make them happy and less stressed about their whole environmental change. They came from Victoria, BC. I live in Ontario, so it was a long trip for them. And I'm absolutely fascinated and super excited to have these guys. I really hope they do well. And got them hanging out together, kind of, sort of. They don't seem too afraid of each other, so that's a good start. Hopefully Mr. Male isn't too bad. Oh, spoke too soon. Isn't she just beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. The treats are coming. You're supposed to melt these first and let them, then give them to your tank, but I don't have a too temperature sensitive tank here, so a little ice cube isn't gonna hurt. And it generally stays up there until it's fully defrosted anyway. So I don't see the harm in letting it just, there's no fish in this tank that are gonna go after it while it's still frozen. The plecos wait till it comes to the bottom, and they're the only people in here. But yeah, good time for all. If I do see a pregnant female in here, which is generally the idea, I will be likely taking the male out and putting him into another tank, or taking her out and putting her into a larger breeding or birth tank, because you don't want to move crayfish around when they're young, as they're likely to not make it. And so I tend to try and find a big space. They will kill each other once they start getting claws that are hard enough to do so. And unfortunately, that is one thing that limits how many you get in offspring. They do have a lot of babies, but unless you have a very large space to house them, they will cannibalize each other. So I try and give them the biggest space I can, at least for the breeding. And then I sort them by size. Usually they don't harm other crayfish around the same size as them, but as some start to grow, you want to try and get them out. If you are going to move them from tank to tank, it's best to use the same water from the tank they are in. And hope for the best, but they I don't know, I haven't had much luck with moving them around. I usually have some losses after I move, so I try to avoid that at all costs. And thanks for watching.